Do we really need so many rackets? Really? Babolat, Wilson, Head, Yonex, Tecnifibre, Dunlop, Kennex, Felkel, Prince. That's not all. There are other companies making tennis rackets. Do we really need so many of them? Guys, I don't think so. So guys, stay tuned.
It is what it is, you know, I just move on. I cannot force anybody to shake my hand. It's their decision. How did I make me feel? It's not the most important thing in the world right now.
So, tennis guys, welcome to my channel. This topic has been brought by one of you, one of my commenters, who actually made a really good comment, a really good point under my Radical MP Pro 2023 review. And his name or his nickname is Matthias T Extreme, and I pinned the comment so you can go through the thread, but I will read one part of the comment. It's actually the third comment, I believe, where he is talking about this. So guys, watch out. So we were discussing the rackets, the radicals, the versions, which of these rackets is good, bad, and so on. And he told me, like, it's sad that there is no 18 by 20 version in the radical series. And I was like, yeah, it's sad. Why there is no like 16 by 20 version, 18 by 20 version? And we came up to conclusion, or at least that's my conclusion, and he is also thinking similar, in a similar way, that the reason for that is they need to sell also the other rackets. They just cannot make a perfect racket or few perfect rackets. They need to make more rackets so they sell more. And be careful about this. So what Matthias T Extreme said, everything in this unsustainable, self-destructive corporate world we live in is becoming more materialistically homogenized. Homogenization works better in the organic, not the inanimate and plant inferior. I swear, if you and few others, someone with access and or skills to racket construction, and an investor who wanted to see proper technology be more easily accessible to the player, came together and formed a cooperative, that your racket production would be superior than a large chunk of what is on sale. And that's probably true. So the reason why there are so many rackets on the market for these companies is to create chaos. And if you create chaos in the world, and it doesn't apply only for rackets, it applies for everything, absolutely everything. When you create chaos, you earn more. You might be maybe thinking, how is that possible? Well, you can see that, how many iPhones we have, how many other mobile phones, versions, this processor, these with these memories, with this and that. And the bigger chaos you create, the more the people actually spend researching for the information, and the more time they spend researching for the information, which of this product should they buy, the more they pay. And you don't even know you are paying something when you are watching my channel, you are watching some other's channel, and you are watching all the marketing stuff that is going on. And these companies are gaining attention, and they are gaining money from it. And maybe you buy this racket, but after 1 year you are like, oh, it's not that good. I thought it will be better, or it doesn't suit me so good. There is another version of some other type, some other, series. And you are like, I want to try this one. So now the world works in the chaotic way when you are constantly searching, you are pursuing the best racket possible. So the days where you just bought a racket and you played like 5, 6, 7, 8 years with one racket, they are gone. People are changing rackets like I don't know, like socks. It is so fast because this chaos is creating pressure on the consumer, and this pressure is telling the consumer like, you don't have the best racket in your hand. Now this racket is best. You need to buy it to be more competitive. And if you fall into this chaotic trap, you become part of this, as he said, an unsustainable and self-destructive corporate world we live in. And it is like this. It is like this. And I need to be honest with you guys. So for me, it is also very, very time consuming, sometimes very difficult to make a good video or to suggest a racket to you, because there are so many of the versions and the variants that it is just crazy. It is just crazy. So guys, I've just counted how many rackets Het is marketing now and selling, and we know that he dropped like 1, 2, 3 sticks in the last 2-3 years, but still they are producing 29 high performance tennis rackets. These are the rackets that are here. Then they also have some of the, let's say, lower rackets really for the beginners that don't have the best possible technologies. So these are just 29 high performance tennis rackets. I mean, full graphite, injected with the best technology, no compromise there, and so on and so on. And we know that there are the lower versions. And this is 29 rackets from one company. And we have, how many companies we have who produce tennis rackets? So just on the Tennis Warehouse website, Babolat, Wilson, Het, Prince, Yonex, Dunlop, Lacoste, Kennex, Solinco, Tecnifibre, Volkel. That is 11. So 11 companies are making at least in an average, let's say, 20 or 25 high performance tennis rackets in an average. That is in total at least 250 just from these companies, high performance rackets. Then there are also other brands, let's say not that well known, that are producing the rackets. So in total, you can bet that there are on the market over 300 high performance tennis rackets. So now, guys, if it was just for me or for my taste, let's say, I would scrap like half of these rackets, let's say, okay, just for myself, because I'm talking about the intermediate rackets and up, let's say intermediate, upper intermediate, and the higher level tennis players who play also tournaments, advanced tennis players, let's say, okay? So for my taste, I would just scrap few of these rackets in the MPL, Team L line, and so on. Maybe not all, because you always need some racket for the beginner and so on and so on, but few of these lines and few of these rackets. And then I will get to probably in total, let's say for a head, I would get to, let's say, 10 10, 15, 10, maybe 10, 15 rackets that are really worth your time, and money. So that's maybe in total, when we count all the other brands, that's maybe around 100, 110 really good rackets. From these 110 rackets, I would scrap another 50%, because some of them are actually maybe too good, like Head Prestige. Really, who plays with Head Prestige nowadays? Of course, there are people who play with these rackets, but you have the Pro Tour, MP, MPL. Well, just make two rackets, two Prestige rackets, and it will be totally fine. So I would scrap another, let's say, 50% from these 100 tennis rackets, and then I will get to, let's say, 50 rackets from these companies that are right in the middle, in the sweet spot, and you would be very happy with all these tennis rackets. And I'm mainly talking about the MP versions with the 100 square inches head size, and few of the, let's say, Tour or Pro versions with the 98 inches head size. And that will be just great. That will be just great. No confusion. You know where to go. You know where to search. You don't really need to. You don't really need to research information, because you go for the, let's say, for the facts. You know that this racket plays like this, and you are happy with it. So now, to be once again super honest with you guys, and I will be honest more and more with you, and I will be harder on these companies sometimes in the future, because I need to tell you the hard truth about these companies. So if it was on me, if I was to decide with a gun pointing onto my head, which of these series, let's say from Head, I would go away with, I don't need them, I would scrap the Prestige, I would scrap the Gravity, I would scrap the Boom, and I will probably leave the Radical, Speed, and Extreme. If I would go to the extreme, to the extreme of deleting some of these versions, I would leave only the Radical series and the Speed series. These are the best series from Head, definitely. And if I would be even more harder, I would leave just the Speed series. But I would make more versions, more variants of it. And now we are coming also to the point that why there is no Radical racket with the 18 by 20 string pattern? Why there is no Radical with 16 by 20 string pattern? Why there is no Speed racket with 98 inches head size? Why? And so on and so on. And we know that because all these versions I mentioned, they are somehow applied into the other series. So it creates a confusion. So you never get the best racket. You will never achieve, really, to be honest, the best possible racket. Because the truth is, if you make a Speed series and you put in the Speed series 20 versions of rackets starting with 320 gram or 330 gram, and you will go down to 320, 315, 310, and you will add also the other variants of, like Tecnifibre does it, like the 16 by 19, 18 by 20, 16 by 20, let's say even 18 by 16, you know, all the spin variants and spin versions, then you will have really the perfect, let's say, possibility just to choose the version you want. Now there are 29 rackets, and almost all of them have some compromise in it, in the construction, in the thickness of the frame, in the stiffness, and so on and so on. And we are constantly looking for the perfect racket, and there is no perfect racket actually coming. No perfect racket. And we don't need I would say we don't need a one perfect racket. We just need a one solid line that offers the versions, the variants of the same racket, but with the other versions of the string patterns, and so on and so on. So this is sad about today's world. We live in a consumer-oriented world. There is so many things going on, so many stuff. And this makes me really unhappy, because, you know, I feel constantly like the work is never done. Never done. I can be talking about rackets from 8 in the morning to 12 o'clock in the afternoon or at night, and that will never be over. It will never end. It's a never-ending story. And sadly, these companies, they just want more, and they want to create a more chaos, more versions, more series, new series are coming out, and you are unsure, oh, the new Wilson shift, is it the game changer, and so on and so on. So it is really insane. So guys, let me know in the comments, what do you think about this chaotic world we live in? Who does it suit? Are we benefiting? Are we really making the most when we have so many choices, but none of the choices really seems to be perfect? It's always some type of compromise. And yes, it will be at the end of the day always a compromise. But for example, what I like is the Tecnifibre approach that he creates, the T-Fight rackets, and you can choose from, you can choose like 315 gram racket, but with a 16 by 19 string pattern, or with a 18 by 20 string pattern. Guys, it would be really great if you had the opportunity to choose the string patterns more of from the same racket with the same weight and specs, just at least this. It would be really great. So guys, let me know what you think about this topic. Too many rackets on the market, without a doubt. And I didn't even counted the lower and the cheaper rackets for the really recreational and occasional tennis players, that in my opinion they are really cheap, and they can actually hurt your arm because they are not made of full graphite, they are combined, they are the alu graphite rackets, and you don't want that. Actually, you don't want that. So it is better to buy an older full graphite racket than playing with or starting tennis with alu graphite tennis, or just borrow a racket from someone, a good solid racket. Just you feel the racket, you feel how good the racket can get. So yeah, all these cheap, super cheap rackets, that doesn't really make sense for me. But obviously people are buying them because they are cheap. They just try tennis for like 2 hours, then they say like, oh, I'm not into the sport, it's too hard to learn, or whatever. Yeah, I get that, but once again, what you gonna do with the racket? You will throw away in the bin? And that's another topic for future. I will just leave a small note into this. All this world we live in, it creates a waste. We create waste, more waste. What we are going to do with all those rackets? Is there a recycling program for graphite? I don't know. If yes, tell me. It would be really great that I would have the opportunity to bring some old rackets to some tennis store. They will take them, They will send them in some factory and they can like rework the graphite and create another racket from it, recycle it. It's all about that. So if we are able to recycle and reproduce things once again, then no problem at all. But if we are not able to do it, so why are we depleting so many resources on, let's say, unneeded stuff? So guys, thank you so much for watching. Very great, very interesting topic. I'm always super excited when I see someone touching these topics that are more than just a question about is this racket better than this racket, that are really going deep. So keep them coming, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for subscribing. And as always, you can support my channel by buying me a coffee, clicking the super thanks button, by visiting the store. I made a few of the designs you can put on the t-shirt, and of course you can send me something via PayPal donation. Some of you already did that. I really highly appreciate you. And as always, when you donate me something through the Buy Me a Coffee platform or via PayPal you can write me a message there. You can donate me some love, write me a message, a question, and you are guaranteed, it's guaranteed that I will reply you. And not some short reply, but a best possible reply I can get. So your donation is really worth. So guys, thank you so much for watching. And as always, enjoy tennis, play tennis every time, every day, watch tennis, and don't forget to enjoy the manooovrlbity. Bye guys.
You can't be serious, man. You cannot be serious! That ball was on the line!